become one because they have been recently engaged. It's the Poetry Powerhouse couple!
How many of you are me? Everybody's quiet. When I say PP, you say HC. PP! HC! PP! HC! Make sure Croydon can hear you today. We are Poetry Powerhouse couple. I myself am hashtag the guy with the purple tie. The missus is blue_eyed poetry. Our very first piece we ever wrote together. It is called His Ying to Her Yang. We hope you enjoy it. Things were nice at first. It's like the cracker that can. Though little did I know I was the can and you sucked out my soul. Thought you were bubbly, but I quickly realized you were just fizz and made my head cold as ice. You were too diluted and I had too much flavor, so I don't like my Fanta with
ice. Cold were you. That I found out before I could run. You were quick to criticize, you were quick to create accusations. You were even smart enough to hack my accounts.
I wish I had an accountant for. I gave you the world and you burnt everything you saw. I was young and you weren't experienced enough to leave me torn. I felt hunted down like a fawn. How could I have been in love when all I remember of you is an empty shadow
in the dark, due to the light that surrounds you? Fooled me into thinking that you were my knight in shining armor, to later find out your love, way of caring and fascination with me was in fact as tough as the protection you wear. And that the light was not emitting from you, it was bouncing off the metal that concealed you.
You were already playing your games within my mind, running circles in the fragile imagination I already had, not knowing you had other plans. I thought I had known what love was with you. Thought we were the 1 + 1 = 2. But you had already started stealing parts of my heart, was breaking me not enough.
Enough time, patience and understanding would never help me understand you. You never were fascinated with me, you were obsessed. Most obsessed over fame, addiction and freedom. I thought you were my freedom. I thought you were the fix which would mold me back together the way I mold my pots of clay. But instead you created cracks in my clay. And I tried to run, but you manipulated me faster than I could contemplate my escape.
Never seemed a possibility. It's funny how we imagine that key on the board, but can never seem to hit it. But I was never raised to quit it, but you wouldn't quit. It felt painful. How could I mend you when I was already broken into two? My back no longer felt like a contortionist. I'm trying to pick you off my shoulder like
lynx suffocated my chest. The touch and smell of your clothing in every crevice of my home and me sent me into a whirlpool of emotion, stress, heartbreak and anxiety. You caused me pain. You caused me confusion. You aided my brain to conclude that I was the problem. You aided my brain to be controlled, mutilated and crushed, the same as my heart.
But that's not you. You understood that underneath this forever shell was a fragile heart. Knew that my past was darker than my melanin. It was tattooed on my skin with invisible ink.
All of the black community.
You understood that underneath this forever shell was a fragile heart. Knew that my past was darker than my melanin. It was tattooed on my skin with invisible ink. You saw it deeper into my soul than any I've ever seen before. I see a diamond in your eyes buried by coal. I can only hope that I can now and forever make and keep you feeling whole.
Like a full rounded circle. I feel like maybe the circle of life for us may now be completed. You are the king of my pride rock, and our pride rock is only just beginning. Maybe one day we'll have our Simba. Maybe one day...
2022! Is that you, yeah?
2022! Maybe one day we'll have our Simba. Maybe one day Rafiki will be there too. Oh. Hi, brother.
Rafiki.
Oh, how you fill me with possibilities I never saw with him and never thought I would close.
Clasp shut, I can now close that painful part in my heart. I feel that I've been given a fresh new start with you. I feel that with our successes together we're
almost there.
Believe me, baby girl, when we succeed.
People gon' come here from everywhere
To see us bloom. You are the beautiful flower that I am lucky to have found in my bouquet.
Bouquet in my kitchen, chocolates in my fridge, paper spread on my bedspread filled with that heart on your sleeve. Baby, you got a friend in me. Ha. You got a friend in me. He made me feel like I couldn't have friends, but he wasn't my friend either. But with you, my friendships have blossomed like flower petals, and I've even created new friends.
Yeah.
Oh, how normal it is to be indulged by you.
You give me stability which I lacked in my limb. Though now I can stand straight, for I have you stood by me. I feel free, no longer in need of an escape, for my fathers in heaven have blessed me with a haven. She is now you. You are the blue in my hazel. We were made for each other. That I can now see.
See the way you stand tall like a lamppost shining bright in the night sky. You keep me sane through the panic attacks and flashbacks. You guide me through the trauma like a torch in the darkness. My heart implodes with the very thought of losing you, the way a submarine is crushed from the hydrostatic pressure of outside waters. Is this what true love is?
Is there such thing as being too deep in love?
No!
If so, I don't want it any other way. The love I had before was empty, hollow and shallow. What you give me makes my crescent moon complete. I feel like the man on the moon. I'm able to now recognize the man in the mirror. My tie is on straighter, and you are the crest that I wear on my suit with pride.
Pride was always a bad concept for me. But this pride we both feel has never felt so good. To be so intellectually connected, to be so intertwined like grapevines was such a surreal concept for me. I never knew love could be so compatible. Never did I think people like us could be so compatible. You were standing right in front of me, yet I never knew I would be the knotted tie to your purple. Purple never felt brighter. I never knew the color purple would be my lifeline. Before that day, I never saw you in my timeline. Before this day, I didn't think I would have someone in my timeline for a very long time. I felt incomplete like a broken puzzle piece that did not fit. That will change when I found you.
Inshallah.
I